So right now, EA's pretty much totally backed off on Wii U. They have no games in development for it at all, and I want to comment a bit on this. Now, as for me personally, there's nothing that EA publishes that I was particularly interested in. Nothing that I personally was looking forward to buying on any system, let alone Wii U. So as me personally, this doesn't affect my any of my plans or what I hope to get out of Wii U. Now, just talking about it in general, I know there's been a lot of conjecture about this is this revenge plot by EA because Nintendo wouldn't make Origin the basis for Nintendo Wii U's online functionality, and you could go on and on about that. But really, as far as I see it, I don't even have to like touch all that conjecture because to me, what I see is that at the reveal of Wii U at E3 2011, John Riccitiello comes out on stage for like 5 minutes talking so all about like EA is so excited about Wii U. This is a visionary new system, and we're engaging in an unprecedented partnership with Nintendo to utilize this system to its fullest. And imagine what Battlefield could be like on Wii. Imagine what Madden could be like on Wii U with this visionary new system, with this incredible new controller. And Nintendo has this great approach to online connectivity, and we're so excited to work with Nintendo, and we're going to have this close partnership like we've never had before. And basically, to me, it basically just shows, and this is just me speaking as a consumer who wasn't particularly interested in anything EA is publishing now anyway for any system, let alone Wii U. It basically just paints a picture to me of EA being a company that's willing to make a bunch of empty promises and then just back out on them the second it doesn't look like there's easy money to be made. And I know, like, there was some interview with Kotaku where some representative from EA actually had the nerve to specifically say that the launch window games that EA came out with on Wii U constituted the fulfillment of the partnership mentioned at E3 2011. And it's like, now you're just lying. EA's just lying. I'm not even gonna go into the conjecture about Origin and Nintendo. Origin was trying to force, EA was trying to force Nintendo to make Origin the online for Wii. I'm not even gonna go into that. If you really think that, having John Riccitiello come out on stage and talk for 5 minutes about how Nintendo and EA are in this close-knit, unprecedented partnership to make new game worlds and on Wii U a reality, and how with EA and Wii U, and games are going to go from a thing that you do to a place that you go, or whatever that buzz line was, to like totally like dropping all support for the system. And it's like, back then, it wasn't like EA was like kept in the dark about what Wii U's technical specs were. Obviously, they came out with games for it and knew what they were doing back then, so it's not like, it turned out that it was only like half as powerful as the Xbox 360 or whatever they want to say in fanboy land about Wii U. Especially considering that an EA published game has been one of the best examples so far of how, when the system's fully utilized, Wii U games can and do look better than Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 games because of the technical capabilities of the hardware. So, I mean, it's one thing. I mean, EA is a business. I mean, I know they're not out to be nice to people and make anyone feel good. And, if they obviously went into E3 2011, I could obviously see that they're like, oh yeah, like Wii U's going to be like, a money printing machine from day one. And, like how the Wii was. And the second things didn't seem to go that way, EA just sort of like chickened out and, jumped ship. And I can't blame them for doing that. Because really, as far as instilling developer and publisher confidence in Wii U, if Nintendo's running a system and their system is in a situation where developers and publishers are worried about their ability to be lucrative on that platform to the point where they're going to back out of making games for it, that's ultimately Nintendo's problem to sort out. It's Nintendo's job to make publishers and developers feel confident about working with Nintendo on this platform. But as far as EA is concerned, they basically just are just like blatantly lying to consumers. I mean, if I watched E3 2011 and I like you'd there, I'd have no reason not to think that this system was going to be robustly supported by EA, and they've not only have they totally like backed out of this supposed unprecedented partnership with Nintendo to work with them on Wii U. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, gee, are they like exchanging development resources? Like, how far does this partnership go? And apparently, that partnership goes as far as releasing a few ports. Well, in the case of like Mass Effect, for instance, releasing a port of like a game that had already been out for many months on other systems, and then being whose prequels weren't even on Nintendo systems, and then being shocked when it doesn't like the Wii version of Mass Effect isn't like a huge blockbuster. Uh, and I know I'm not saying that like I'm not saying that. Well, let me think for a second. I'm not saying that Mass Effect 3 like I mean it was kind of obviously a token gesture putting that, for instance, on Wii U. It was basically establishing that this is a system we're going to support with these kind of games. And when maybe it's time for Mass Effect 4, that's going to be on Wii U in addition to other systems. And so they back out of that because they chicken out when Wii wasn't like printing $100 bills on day one or whatever. But then they want to go and say that, oh yeah, those like the handful, our launch window lineup for Wii U, that constituted this partnership that we like went on stage with Nintendo and talked all about and about all the possibilities. Imagine Madden on Wii U, imagine Battlefield on Wii U, and then it blatantly just doesn't happen. It's like it does not instill confidence in me in EA as the brand and the image of EA. And I'm not gonna go off and say like, oh, F EA, EA sucks, go to hell. I'm not. It's not that serious to me. It should be serious to Nintendo, but like, it's up to Nintendo to make developers confident in the system. But I'm not saying that EA isn't responsible for totally chickening out and pretty much lying to the public on this. And I think I've said enough. That's pretty much my views on this. And thank you very much for watching.